Welcome back to the bench, and today we've got an Akai S1000 that is dead. So before we connect any angry pixies to it, I think we should have a good look inside and see what's going on. So there's some power supplies. I can see some fuses, let's check them. This looks like the audio plus and minus 12 volts. I have to check that out. And on the side here is the switch mode power supply for the 5 volts. I'll just pull that out. So the 5 volt power supply here looks pretty gummy. You can see, I'm not sure what that is. I think the caps definitely have been leaking. Not really bulging or anything, but let's forget about that for now. I'll probably end up running the 5 volts from my bench power supply, but what have we got here? There's no electrolytic near that one, so what? Oh, let's get this under the microscope. Wow, I don't know if that's blown up. Looks to me like it's been put in the wrong way. This here should be pin 1, but the silk screen shows it's round the other way. So I'm not sure if this has been replaced in the past. Let's clean it up and have a better look. Well, actually, that looks pretty factory to me. I can't find this part number anywhere, so I can't work out which is the power and ground pins to double check it. But compared to how it looked before, which was a total mess, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that as is, because it worked before. But before we carry on, I'm going to have to clean up all this gunk. I mean, that looks like it's a leaky cap, but the one in the middle there's no cap near it, so maybe it's just some sort of conformal coating that they use. We'll just check some caps in situ, see what's going on. This should be a 10 microfarad, 69. This is 3.3, which actually measures not bad. And in circuit leaky, and this one should be 10 again, measuring 63. I think we're just going to have to recap this whole board. None of them can be trusted. I'm going to use my anti-static mat here because I don't want to mess up any of the digital electronics. I'm just going to quickly mark the boards. Oh, I should really earth myself as well. This connects to the ground pin on my power supply. Well, that was a bit of an ordeal, but at least now we can have a good look at this board and the state that it's in the cold light of day. So I'm going to have to give this all a good clean. And now I'm just going to make a note of where all the caps go and which polarity they are, just in case there's any errors in the silk screen. Right, I have my little map that shows me where everything goes. Let's get the capacitors out. Oh, let's have a look on the other side of the board. Yeah, we haven't checked it out. Oh, it's all sticky. Uh-oh. Can you see what I see? Wow. Some sort of... I don't know what's going on there. Maybe the capacitor leaked onto it? I mean, it's only on the MIDI input. There's not really any high voltages or anything. Could we just be a faulty cap? It is directly underneath plus or minus 12 volts for the audio. So maybe that was caused by a leaky cap. I'm going to have to take those off and see how bad it is. Yeah, under the microscope you can see how blown. Wow. And I think it's just some sort of bypassing. You can see the other sockets are done differently to the MIDI in. They're just using a pair of 150 picofarad. So, no idea what could have caused that. The others look okay. Let's take them off and give it a clean up. And just one more quick closer up look. Looks like something out of Terminator. And I really don't like the way that leg is hanging over that pad there. That really could short out quite easily. I wonder if that's what's happened here. If that leg was over that same pad. So it's actually burnt a hole through the copper trace by the looks of it. Oh, yeah, there's a little silver circle down there. So I think it's must have shorted out to ground. That side looks okay. But yeah, that's going to need some severe cleanup. Let's have a go. That actually cleaned up pretty good. Those black marks I couldn't get rid of. I think that's a pad that came off, which is similar to that circle one there. There's no damage underneath this tab, which is just an earth tab that goes around the MIDI sockets. And any damage is just on this earth plane here. That side's perfect. And so there's no sort of contamination onto other traces, so I think we're going to be fine. Right, let's take the caps out. Wow, the bottom of this was so sticky. I think it definitely came out of a smoker's studio. And I hope this works, because I'm going to put in some of my best Nichicon caps. There's a couple of 10 microfarad caps on these RAM boards, so might as well replace them. Okay, so I plugged the mains back in to power everything except the 5V rail, but I noticed that when I plugged this SCSI card in, the 5V rail went down to 2 ohms, and with just one RAM card in, it's about 700 ohms, so I've only got a 2 amp power supply that I'm going to run this 5V rail from. The built-in power supply is rated at 3 amps, which exceeds what I can do on the bench. Let's turn it on at the same time. Oh, I can... Sounds like it's loading the system. That's a great sign. Everything sounds normal. Yeah, that's normally... Okay, that should have loaded the OS now. And yeah, all the buttons are working, so it looks like the microprocessor's happy, doing its thing. Can't see a screen. Oh, if you get your head at the right angle, yep, it's actually there. You can see it. And I'm pulling 1 amp so far with this one RAM card on the 5V rail. So I'm sending a snare sample to the audio input here. So if we go into edit sample mode, I hit record 1, and yeah, that just sets up how you want to set up sample rate, etc. And I've lowered the threshold here, and yep, we can hear the snare coming through. So we press F8 to arm it, and then it captures the snare, and we can play it all back. Awesome! So the unit is actually working. And if I send MIDI from Logic into the input, we can see that the MIDI in is actually working fine. So definitely worth progressing with this repair, I think. So I'm not sure about repairing this. I think it's going to be better to replace it with a modern one. I think it's going to be a lot safer. I'm not sure if I'd want to put my name to this, because it is connected to the mains 240 volts. And we still have to figure out what we're going to do with the backlight. So I'll have a chat with the owner, but at least we know it's working fine. So that's great news. Catch you next time.